Welcome back, everybody. This is UniversalGiant. We're going to be finishing up the treasure hunting levels in today's part of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Starting with Rouge in Mad Space. These clues are not helpful because they're written backwards. The first clue is written backwards. The second clue is a complete opposite, and the third is such an absurd opposite that you would be a fool not to recognize it. But before we can move on, we have to get the iron... Were those iron boots? Is that not a throwback to The Legend of Zelda? Sonic? Does that even make sense, a throwback to Zelda in a Sonic game? Or did they just not have any other sort of name for metal boots that you can break steel containers with? Regardless, Rouge can now break open steel containers with her feet. So now we can access different rockets that were on this, if we can get back up to the starting point where we were before, with this spring. Just look for different switches to activate the rockets above, and they will take you to different parts of this level. Of course, it's outer spacey. There are a couple of areas in this place, and it is pretty expansive. What I like to do if I have no idea where an emerald shard is around here, I try to get as high as possible and work my way down, because it's a lot faster to go down than up. But it looks like I might have gotten lucky and found one sitting right here on the balcony. What's the... To close to the forest to see the tree... What? That clue's not much help. Yeah. Occasionally I'm going to pause the screen and look at some of these clues because they're hard to read backwards. But this opposite clue should help me. A very high place. You know what that means? Go all the way down to the bottom! Going down as fast as I possibly can. There's a ring of platforms around the very bottom of the level down here. And once you get to this point, you have to pretty much jump from one to the other, otherwise you'll never make it. And unlike Pumpkin Hill, if you jump all the way down, there is no gust of air to blow you back up into the level. You will die if you fall too far. I hate this platform, because you have to land there, but the guy's in the way. He's going to hit you. So I don't think it's around here. It's got to be closer to the center. Lo and behold, it is. Wait, it's down here? I was down here earlier! Why didn't I see that? Oh, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I already have 2. This is Mad Space. This is arguably the most difficult treasure hunting stage in the game, and I've already got 2 shots. This place is broken up into a couple of different areas. You saw the ring of platforms around the bottom, the center one where you have the starting point that gives you access to a couple of different rockets. Blue light balcony, that's probably high up. There are a couple of meteorites. There's a smaller one, which is pretty much, the gravity is directed straight inward towards the center of the planet. There's a larger meteorite, where I guess the gravity is straight down for the most part. And there's a sort of capsule one that looks greenish, the lowest place. Yeah, this thing's got to be around here. Which means we don't have to deal with Mad Space for much longer. Okay, this is the blue light balcony. Where is it? My radar's not even picking it up. I'm gonna need another hint. You can't use a rocket on a platform with a yellow light tower. One of these has a rocket. Is this it? Okay, I guess if we take the rocket all the way out here, the radar should start going off, and there it is! Lo and behold, in under 3 minutes and 40 seconds, we beat the most difficult treasure hunting stage in the game. Once again, Rouge, whatever they pay you, it ain't enough.
Not too bad, I guess.
Now we move on to Knuckles' last stage, Meteor Herd. And after this, we'll have all the pieces of the Master Emerald. Split between Rouge and Knuckles, of course.
It feels good floating.
Now, I don't know if this is strictly for Meteor Herd or if it was part of Rouge's stage as well. But you can float for a much longer time, and you can jump a little bit higher because you're in outer space. Although it's not really much of a difference, I don't think. Something you might want to pick up, it's not required for the end of the game, but if you want to get 180... What the heck hit me? If you want to get all 180 emblems, you have to get this power-up. You take that sort of stone thing, you open up that door, you hit that switch, that opens up the inner area of the... I don't know what you want to call that thing. But this inner area down here. And if you go all the way down to the bottom, you get Knuckles' final upgrade. This sunglasses, which allows you to see things you couldn't before. And it looks particularly badass. So you put the sunglasses on and you see magical hidden items. There aren't that many of them, and usually there will be an indication as to whether or not there's something there. If you want to take them off, just jump. That takes them off. Yeah. I really wish I could wear those, but just for the rest of the game, because it looks cool. Sunglasses in space. I guess we're gonna have to climb our way out of here and find the emeralds, which is what we were here to do in the first place. This is probably the biggest... Inverted tower. Most of the inverted towers are sort of out... Wait a second. It wouldn't be out there. Inverted tower. Storage area. That's a little bit above us. This place is really expansive. You have that whole area down at the bottom. You have all these platforms over here. You have a sort of storage area to the left of us, which I believe we're going to find our first short arm. There we go. And above us, similar to Rouge's stage, we have a bunch of balconies from the Ark itself, extensions from the space station. 2 against 1. Usually when it says something like that, or stars and moons, it has something to do with these sort of platforms. I don't know what you call those, little holes in the ground with signs on them. I just don't know where they are. They're scattered all over the place. There's some of them above me, some of them below me. There are all sorts of heights around this place. 2 against 1, and it's probably in the moon. There it is. Awesome. This is going a lot faster than I expected it to. Considering it took me 6 minutes to get through Aquatic Mine. Seriously, 6 minutes. Got 1 more to go. And then we'll never have to see Rouge or Knuckles again. Which makes me kind of sad. Knuckles is my personal favorite character of the 6. I mean, just the fact that he's so steadfast in his ways, and no matter what kind of problems he has to face or what challenges are in front of him, he always keeps an eye on the Master Emerald. No matter what else is going on in the world, he knows it's his duty. And you can think of it as sort of a tragedy that he doesn't really get to do much of anything else with his life except protect it. But I guess that's true of a lot of different characters. But it's rare that you get to actually play as one of these characters, which is why I like this game. Just being able to control so many different kinds of characters and see how all of their stories interconnect. It's really rare for a Sonic game to have such a good plot. I guess that's what makes Sonic Adventure 2 unique. That not only does this game have an excellent plot, but it's not as if they just took one character and threw in a whole bunch of other smaller characters that really don't make a difference. All 6 of these guys play an important role. Why did they put one of these shards under the trap? It's so hard to get to.
I found him.
Regardless, we have all the pieces of the Master Emerald now. We have 969 total rings in the hero side.
That was tough.
Now we cut to one last duel between Knuckles and Rouge. And I would have done this from Knuckles' perspective, except this duel took me about 2 minutes to do on the hero side. And that wouldn't have fit in this video, so instead I did Rouge's side. Sue me.
Hand over those Master Emeralds. Give them to me.
That makes Knuckles sound like a mean person. We're the one that's stealing it from him. The most efficient way to take out this guy is to just attack him from the air and drill him into the ground. And if you get him 4 times before 20 seconds, you don't have to deal with all this flying all over the place, which is nice. So on the next part of the playthrough, we'll finally put together the Master Emerald! Hooray!